Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Take on Tottenham. My name is Ben, and this is my Take on Tottenham. And this is the weekly news roundup, catch up, whatever you want to call it. Um, Number two, I guess, of since the close of the season. Just checking in, just doing a little bit housekeeping sort of thing. Just doing the rumors, doing all that stuff. You know how it is. Start off with the official news, which I did a short video of in the week, was that Spurs had announced the signing of Ivan Perisic, which was really awesome to see. It really was. Yeah, it's a really good signing, really top signing from Spurs, and again the fact that they were able to do it on a free and this soon as well. Like, they don't usually act this fast in the transfer market. And I know the window is not officially open, and obviously it's a free agent sort of thing. But just how quick they were to get in there, it's nice to see that for a change. Because as I've said in many videos in the past, in many transfer windows, Spurs sometimes have been guilty of dilly dallying around and not, not not jumping the gun, so to speak, but just not being. Sometimes they've been usurped. I mean, the most recent one, I guess, was maybe the Luis Diaz one. Obviously, Spurs were very interested in him, and don't know if they. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on them if they were sort of messing about with that or not. I think Liverpool kind of found out and just stuck their foot in the door, really. With that, maybe it wasn't as much as Spurs' fault, but yeah, we had a summer of managerial ups and downs and ifs and buts and maybes, and then January transfer came round, and it was sort of a similar thing. We thought we were going to sign Traore, and then he went off to Barcelona, and then we thought we were going to sign Luis Diaz, and then he went off to Liverpool. So it's just, it can be frustrating at times. So it's really good to see that they've got in there fast, and they've got Luis Diaz playing FIFA mentality again, that we're just buying random players. That they've got Ivan Perisic. Yeah, it's a really good signing. I spoke about it in the week that I feel like he's obviously going to bring experience. He's 33 years old, so it's strays away from Spurs' normal policy of buying sort of young for the future. But it's Conte's needs. It's what Conte wants. Perisic was a priority signing for Conte, and like I said, to get that deal done on a free is incredible by Paratici. Um, yeah, really good stuff. And it'll be good for the likes of Ryan Sessegnon as well, because he'll have maybe like someone new to learn from, because I feel like he definitely stole that left wing back spot, like starting regular starting spot from Region in the season. And Conte obviously really likes him. I'm really happy for Sessegnon. I always say this. Um, so it'll be really good for him to not only learn from Perisic, who might be playing wing back some days, he might be playing on the left wing some days. But it'll be great experience for young players like Sessegnon. He's a winner as well. He's won a lot in the game, so hopefully he brings a winning mentality. In the same way that I'm not going to say in the same category, but in the same way that when Joe Hart signed, it was having that experienced voice in the dressing room. I'm not saying it was the right signing. I thought he was an okay backup goalkeeper, but nothing more than that. Um, like a cup keeper sort of thing. But to have that voice in the dressing room, that experience, and he's been in winning dressing rooms as well. So it's that sort of figure, and I think for the young players that are around, we've got a lot of young players, we've got a lot of promising young academy players they're in the first team setup now. They could go out on loan next season potentially, but your Sessegnons, your Oliver Skips, your Dane Scarlett. Even like Harvey White as well saw a lot of time on the bench last season, but was still involved in the first team setup. So I think it's a really good signing for multiple reasons, and yeah, I can't wait to see what he brings to the team in the next season. So yeah, that's the first confirmed one. Obviously, Fraser Forster is all but confirmed. I don't know why they've not announced it yet. Alistair Gold said there was a rumor that they might not announce it for a while or something like that. I can't remember exactly the reason, but he said that they might. But I think Fabrizio Romano said it is just a matter of days now till they announce it. It's not a massive signing. Like I just said about Joe Hart, it's kind of backup goalkeeper, experienced head, nothing more, nothing less. So it's. I think it's a solid signing for Spurs anyway in that aspect. So yeah, we'll hopefully hear about Fraser Forster in the next couple of days. Hopefully this week. Um, let's start about the incomings or rumours or things like that. So the big one is Alessandro Bastoni from Inter. Again, there's a lot of noise around that it's something that Spurs are really trying to chase. I think Conte definitely wants him. I think it's realistic that Spurs could get him. It's not this dream sort of signing that they've got no chance of sort of thing. They're going to have to pay up for him, and I think they will if they have to as well. I think Conte will have told Levy and Paratici that this is the case. This is he's a quality player. He's a quality centre back. I think he will improve this defence a lot. We need a bigger squad going into the Champions League next season because we need strength in depth on the bench, a problem of which we have suffered for a long time. You have to splash the cash, really. You have to. And from what we've heard is that Bastoni isn't rushing to leave Inter Milan. He's not like putting in any transfer requests anytime soon. He's not asking to leave, and apparently he's more than happy to stay. This really means that the ball is more so in Inter Milan's part. Really, it's one of those. Inter Milan are struggling not as much as say like Barcelona, but they're struggling a little bit financially, and they probably will have to sell a couple of players. Now Spurs went in for a really decent offer for Bastoni. It might get them thinking, and they might then try and move him on. But it's going to be one of them that Spurs have to see what they can do. Don't want any of this in the past stuff where Daniel Levy goes in with a 27 million offer or something with add-ons over the next 27 years or whatever. Those sorts of deals. It's one of those. I hope Spurs just go right, 60 million on the table, maybe some add-ons. I don't know, and just there you go. There's your offer. They do have other targets, but I think Bastoni is the one that Conte really wants. And let's hope Conte gets, because I think that would be a brilliant signing. Having him, Romero, and Dyer as a back three, I think that would be really cool. I think Dyer has improved so much this season. I think Harry Kane said similar things, but Dyer has improved a lot this season. He's been a lot more consistent. Still the odd problem here and there. Still the odd wayward pass. Still the odd just trying to do a Toby Alderweireld in his prime ball from the back, trying to find someone and it finding the opposition player. But massive improvement. Defending was incredible this season from Dyer at times, and I felt as well a good leadership role. He's developed, really commanding that back line and really forming a good partnership. I know it's a three, but forming a really good partnership with Christian Romero as well. I think they play really well together. But obviously him, Davies and Romero all played phenomenally in the last sort of quarter of the season. So yeah, adding Bastoni to that would be pretty cool. I think that would be a really good signing for Spurs. So yeah, it's really now just more waiting on Inter side. I don't know if Spurs have. I don't think Spurs have submitted a bid. I think it's just talks at the minute, but let's hope they can get that one done. There's a couple of free signings that I said in my last video, and apparently they're just not going to be happening. I still think they'd be great just for the fact that they're free, but obviously I absolutely understand that wages and injuries and things might play a part. So Paolo Dybala is not going to be happening by the sounds of it. It's just not one that Spurs are really looking at. There's no talks happening at the minute. There's nothing going on with that. Spurs aren't even interested in it. It could change. It could very well change, but because that's how football is. Um, but yeah, look, it's not one that Spurs are actively looking at the minute. And by the looks of it, Paratici as well. I think Alistair Gold was reporting earlier in the week that Paratici was one of the ones trying to ship Dybala out of Juve when we were looking to sign him back in 2019, wasn't it, with Poch? So yeah, it's and as well, like of course we have to acknowledge that the wages for Dybala would be astronomical. There's a new word for you. Why can't I? Astronomical. Yeah, there we go. I can talk. Well, hey, well, I can talk. Yeah, they would be pretty big wages for Spurs, and yeah, Spurs have to do a little bit of compromise because of Conte. He will no doubt have said that to Levy as well about, no more of this trying to scrimp on players and wages and things like that. We've got to go, we've got to go big on these now. So, but I don't think Dybala's going to be happening. I think it's dead in the water, to be honest. And Gareth Bale as well. By the sounds of it, is not going to be happening either. There's been rumours about retirement. I don't think he will. But there are rumours about retirement at the end of this season for him. Now he's left Real Madrid. He's going to be free. But again, Spurs have a manager in Conte, which now they've got him ready and staying for next season. They are going to be part of a grueling pre-season. This is going to be a really hard pre-season for the whole squad because Conte will have. They got away with it under Nuno last season. They could have had this last season and been more prepped for an Antonio Conte pre-season. Obviously, talks then broke down. We got Nuno in, and then training sessions weren't that hard. I think those players are going to have the shock of their lives, I think, in the summer with this. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And like you said, you've tried adding Gareth Bale into that. I just don't think he's going to be able to be a part of that. I don't think he'd be able to put up with the pre-season requirements from Conte, but then throughout the whole season anyway. I still think, again, I'm talking with the idea that of football manager, FIFA manager sort of ideology. I personally just think having that, again, experienced head in the dressing room, but also being able to just bring on in key moments. I think Gareth Bale, I think one thing Spurs have lacked over the years since Eriksen left, and even maybe the last year of Eriksen's contract when he was really poor, Spurs have never had in that time a decent set piece taker. They just haven't. Gareth Bale didn't play enough when he rejoined us to warrant that, and then obviously they've just never really replaced Eriksen either. So it's always a good one to bring out in the back pocket. I thought Bale showed glimpses in that last season that he still had a bit in him, and he's shown it for Wales as well. So I don't think he would retire. But again, wages, what Spurs would absolutely require Gareth Bale to drop down his requirements in wages, because I think they paid, it would have been nearly 200,000 a week, I think, and that was only part of his wages when he joined on loan from Real, I think. So, yeah, look, it's one of them. I don't think it will happen, but I never thought Gareth Bale would come back to Spurs, and he did. So you never know what will happen in football. Speaking of Christian Eriksen as well, Brentford have offered him a contract. I think it's a long-term contract as well, which is really good to see. Let's just get the facts out of the way. That's really great to see for Eriksen after that horrible incident that happened. So I'm really happy for him. It looks like either way, whatever happens, he'll be playing Premier League football next season. Hopefully with us, but yeah, I think it's just what a wonderful story. It really is truly brilliant, and I'm just so happy for him as well after all that. So that's really good. So yeah, Brentford have offered him a contract, deservedly so as well. He had a really good season with Brentford, Spurs are looking into it. I think it's one that Spurs could do. Again, it's going to be on a free. I think that would obviously be really good for Spurs, but also they're bringing in, like I said earlier, an experienced player. He knows Spurs as well. He's going to know some of the players there. Granted, it's a little bit of a different squad than last time, but yeah, he'll know people. He'll know staff. He's worked with Conte as well, so he'll know Conte. And yeah, I think it's again, if we can get the Eriksen that's been playing for Brentford, brilliant. I think that would be a great signing. I just don't want the Eriksen that we had in the last year of his contract at Spurs, where granted he wanted away, so maybe he wasn't playing to the best of his abilities. He was delivering corners that wouldn't beat the first man, free kicks that were hitting the wall or going over. It was not the Eriksen that we all knew. And we've seen that back at Brentford. We've seen him playing really well. Even for Denmark the other day, but he had a really good game. So I would be really happy if we re-signed Eriksen. I think there's a chance, Champions League football, Conte. I think he'd be welcome back, and the story as well, obviously that follows him. I think it'd be a really great signing for Spurs. So yeah, so hopefully that is one that Spurs will look to explore. Jed Spence, it's Spurs are very interested. It's just a case of guaranteeing him that he's going to be part of the first team setup. He doesn't want to be loaned out again. Not again, but he doesn't want to be loaned out. We like Dele Alli when we signed him first. We signed Dele and then we sent him straight back to MK Dons sort of thing for the rest of the season. Well, we didn't send him back. He stayed there, but you know what I mean. And obviously it happens quite a lot with players. He wants guarantees that he'll be involved with the first team setup with Conte and whatnot. So that's kind of, again, Spurs are really interested, so we'll see what happens there. Obviously, like I said, transfer window's not open yet, so don't expect to see anything happening in the next like 24 hours. And Harry Kane might actually be looking to sign a new contract at Spurs. I'm fairly certain this will not include any gentlemen's agreements, and maybe unless he's looking to sign one where he just stays at Spurs for the rest of his career. I would assume that then if Spurs went back downhill, it might have a release clause in or something, because that would have solved every issue for Harry Kane that he had last summer. This gentleman's agreement thing, if it's not on the paper, you can't do anything. Verbal agreements mean nothing if it's, it needs it being on paper in football. So but that's looking at him leaving. If he wants to stay, and great and brilliant, and I think that would be really good. And like I said last video, there's not really many places he can go anymore. I don't see him going to Man United. I don't, no disrespect to Man United, but I don't see them progressing any more than what Spurs are at the minute. Man U have had a horrible season last season. I think they've made a really good appointment with Ten Hag, a manager who I wanted at Spurs last summer. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, it'd be really good if Kane did that, especially after last year. Outgoings, Steven Bergwijn all but certain to be going, and probably to Ajax. Apparently, as an official bid, I think it's 20 million that's on the table from Ajax for Bergwijn. He said last night after the Netherlands match that he wants to leave, and I don't blame him. This is not a case of him doing anything against the club in particular. He just wants to play football. He just wants to play more. He's not playing enough at Spurs. We all know this, and I think it's a shame because he scored a hell of a goal as well for the Netherlands. He really did. It was a brilliant strike, and I think he's a really good player that I wouldn't personally let go. But he needs to play. It's a World Cup year, so it's a shame, but it has to be done. It has to be done. So, and Harry Winks, there's rumours that Sevilla are looking at him as well potentially, which I think would be a good move for him. But I just think any move would be a good move for Harry Winks. I think he would settle down quite well in like an Everton or maybe like a Brentford or something like that sort of team. I think Premier League, but somewhere where he's guaranteed to be getting week in, week out games. And that's it for the transfer news, really. I'm going to do a separate video about my giveaway, because I'm going to announce the giveaway today. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to get this video uploaded, and then I'm going to shoot the giveaway video for this scarf. It's a half and half scarf from the Lane finale from 2017. God, it seems so long ago. But it's like memorabilia. So yeah, if you want to be in with a chance of winning that, keep an eye out for the next video. It will be up today. And I'll tell you all the instructions on how to win that. I've also set up an Instagram account, so I'll drop that link in the description below, and you can follow me on there. I'll just be posting Spurs stuff and links to my videos and just general Spurs news and things like that. So I'd be really appreciative if you could give it a follow, and also the contest details are up on that Instagram account as well, so go and check that out. But like I said, video coming next, so if you want to win it, if you want to be in with a chance of winning it, watch the video and follow the instructions. So I'll see you guys next week for the next news roundup. Again, if anything happens in the week, I'll do a video, but if not, I'll just do a roundup next week. But yeah, apart from that, I'll see you guys soon. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like button, comment what you think about those transfer rumours. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. All right then, come on, you Spurs.